I'd like to thank the grace of heaven and the virtue of our masters and predecessors that I have this opportunity to sort of like present this class on the sayings of the teacher. Basically, this one has several volumes. Is that correct?
That's a lot of volumes.
Yeah.
Maybe 20 something.
Yeah. But yeah, about 20 something, and essentially probably only one book has been translated. Okay, I think this book is actually from the what they call the Mila School. Okay, it's in I think it's in North Carolina or Atlanta, North Carolina, Georgia. Okay, and basically it's actually various volumes of books that they sort of like I guess you could say like collected in terms of like what they want to I guess you could say related aspects, and so therefore it sometimes jumps every now and then. Like for instance, from the title it basically it says the Lao Si De Hua, Volume 3, pages, blah blah blah. Okay. So therefore, it's sort of like basically says that a lot of the books are sort of like just, I guess you say, collected to collected so that you can have related topics. Okay, so basically, first of all, we're gonna talk about let's see. Oh, the title is really 我要怎么做我要怎么样过一个生 So this is a title basically that says how should I live a life. Live a life. Okay, so basically, well, I guess we could just read it, etc., and then just read it, etc., and then just go over it. Okay, so basically it says, disciples, for what have you come to this world? Okay, and the answer is to advise and transform. To advise and transform people, sensible. This is your mission. You are not asked to come to this world to eat, drink, play, and seek treasures, or seek pleasures, right? Okay, in order to bear a few kids, build a few houses, and earn a couple of dollars. Is that so? You are asked to come to put the world in order, to transform and carry numerous living beings across to the bitter sea of life and death, and to do something meaningful. Don't let yourself be lost. Okay, and then I will continue on the second because it's basically grouped by topic, so to speak. Okay, both Guanyin Pusa, okay, and Bodhi Sakyamuni have accomplished full enlightenment and have become saints and Buddhas through cultivation while they were human beings. They also had to eat the bitter suffering and hardships, cultivate Tao, and then realize Tao thoroughly before they become full, which is the title for a Buddha. Okay, once the human way is fulfilled and the heavenly way will be accomplished naturally. Okay, what is the natural human way? The path of man, the path of the road of Tao, and things that man should do. Okay, so basically, what it's really just talking about is the fact that we're not, I guess we're not here just to eat, drink, and be merry. Okay, so I mean, in terms of the human life, okay, it is very natural that we say, okay, we just live, eat, drink, etc. Okay, but yet at the same time, that if you do find or you realize the fact that you have a mission to accomplish, then you are then to do accordingly. Okay, so just humility is just advising the fact that okay, it isn't, we should, when we realize the fact that we have a thing to do, some task to perform, then we should do this. Okay, so the question is, how then how can you get, how can you, let's see, how can you get realized? Okay, so every one of us, when we live this life, okay, we do not have, we basically get triggered, if you will, at various different times. Okay, so if you live a life, you're born in a baby. Okay, you just live, and then you one day find yourself that, hey, you should be doing something. Okay, so what is that? That something is basically what we call the mission, or something that you need to do. Okay, so the problem is that each one of us does it at different times. Okay, so therefore we can get aware of what we need to do at different times in life. Okay, so sometimes we say, I don't know, receiving the Tao differently, okay, at different times, and also sometimes we just find ourselves that, hey, we need to do something. Okay, that's different. Okay, so in the case of Guanyin Pusa and what the example of Buddha, okay, he says that they have been become enlightenment, okay, as humans. Okay, so they cultivate and etc. And then they have to eat a lot of hardships, and then to cultivate the Tao, and then therefore they become become a Buddha. Okay, so therefore it is just an example that it is not easy for you to become a Buddha. Okay, now the important thing that I guess you want to get at here is what he talks about. He goes, once the human way is fulfilled perfectly, the heavenly way will be accomplished naturally. What is the human way? The path of man, the road of man, and things that man should do. Okay, so there's a phrase that in Tao they sort of emphasize. Okay, he goes, what? To, you don't know? Okay. To what? Start the Tao of cultivation, if you will. It has to be what you have to first do something. Nothing. Gosh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The heavens Tao is basically what you have to practice the human Tao. Right. The Tao of man. Okay. The Tao of man. Okay. So basically, I mean, once, so, whenever we try to cultivate something, I mean, when we have to cultivate something like that, okay, we have to what? Start with the Tao of humanity. Okay, the Tao of humanity, because it's like saying, okay, common courtesy, phrase common courtesy, ethics, etc. So therefore, the Tao of humanity is in a way the foundation that you would have to cultivate the Tao. Okay, because in a way, if you have the foundation of the Tao of humanity established, then it's very natural for you to what? Do the Tao of cultivation, the cultivation of the Tao. Okay, so the important thing is that I want to emphasize the fact that it's important that we ourselves should what? Be okay. We ourselves should be what? ethical, should have I guess you could say high standards of ethics, has high standards of like morality, etc., and all that stuff. Because if we have that already, then it becomes easier for you to cultivate Tao. Okay, so that is, I guess you could say, the takeaway, okay, of that phrase. Okay, all right. So whether you're living in the human world or your stay in this world is valuable depends on how you take the limited time to create incorruptible things and matters that can be handed down to future generations, that are worth viewing, initiating, imitating, and learning. Only then your living in this world is considered useful, to be useful. Okay, regarding yourself as an artist, as a sculptor. Okay, hence you need to reveal the most brilliant aspect of your life, of your whole life, to everyone, to reveal it to the future generations. Okay, let's see. Let them feel you are a person who deserves studying, and you are a perfect sculptor. You need to stay and let everyone look upon you with respect. Even though you are a person with defects, yet you still possess a beauty within your worst defects. Right. Okay. For an artist who is good at photography, the places where you look at, Wait, I'm lost. I get lost. Okay. Okay. Wait. Yeah. Okay. When he feels worthy to see. Using your professional judgment, he only takes notice of the most beautiful angle that he wants to keep. Okay, right. So let's see. Why does certain deserve respect? Okay, so basically, he's basically just giving. I'm not gonna go too much in detail. He's basically just giving an example of like just an artist. Even though you have defects and all that stuff, and people do have defects, you do still try to present something that is beautiful, etc. Okay, and the good aspect of things. So therefore, regardless of whether you have defects, okay, you do still can what? You can still be what? Having a beautiful aspect or angle of what you want to view, okay, or what you want to present. Okay, so here's a little, okay. Because he has carved the most beautiful aspect from the world, and to keep them so that you can look at them. Since, wow, I have some problems reading for some reason. Okay.
Why don't we read it?
Okay, yes, it's a good idea when you read. Yeah, because I'm getting. Yeah, okay, yeah, right, okay, so go ahead. Yeah, I need new glasses. Okay, sorry. Okay, so go ahead, you can read it. Okay. No, I don't know. I think I need to go. Okay, so go ahead. Yeah, just read it, for example. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Since you have a good camera yourself, you're an
Artist and photographer too.
You have to look at things with the standards of an artist, and only you will feel that all worldly affairs are perfect, and everyone is a good person. In teaching and guiding a person, you need to take the mind and attitude of a sculptor and regard everyone as a person who deserves to be sculpted. Then all things in the world will look nice and good in your eyes.
Yeah, so that's just an example of the fact that, yeah, when you present something, your viewpoint and all that stuff, you can still present something that's very beautiful. Yeah, it's cricket and all that stuff. Okay, and so therefore, you still are able to really present something that's beautiful, and yet, even though you may have defects or you may have certain, things that are not. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, you want to read some?
me,
Yeah.
the physical body of man will be
Gosh.
spoiled sooner or later. If one does not die now, one will die later still. If one is alive now, it is not sure that he can live later. Hence, the physical body and the outward appearance only provide use for me,
Me,
the self,
right.
while I am alive. Don't take the exterior physical things too seriously, okay? That I am pretty, handsome, or young are all useless. The most important is that you still possess your youthhood and time now. Make good use of your vitality, your time, and the splendor of your youth. During this span of time, do something that you can consider to be the best. Do it really well, and also let others feel that you are really that good, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Is it just me, or is it when I'm reading it and all that stuff? Yeah, it seems to be hard to read and all that.
It's hard to follow.
Yeah, it's hard to
because
follow,
every
right.
line looks the same.
Right. Yeah. Right. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So it's not just me. Okay.
Yeah, it's not just
Okay.
you.
All right. So what we're talking about here, the teacher is basically saying the fact that it is important that we, I guess you could say, start with our youth. Start with our youth. Okay. So therefore, I don't want to say, to say okay, it's not important to really, look at yourself or see yourself worthy and all that stuff. Okay. Because what it's saying is the fact that everyone dies. All right. And therefore, if you die, either sooner or later, sooner or later, And important things that we look upon ourselves very on the physical, very, very much the physical, and so therefore, it's not, well, he says it's useless, but it's really to say the fact that you can not have to, you do not have to emphasize that, and so therefore. I find it very difficult to interpret that because of the fact that we do have our lives to live, and it's important the fact that we for example, if I was in college, it's important that you need to study. It's important that you need to eventually find a job and have a good life and all that stuff, But then on the other hand, what the teacher is basically saying that, you can have all of that, but it's also important the fact that you have a different aspect of that, and that is the spirituality, And so therefore, it is important that you try to balance, what you have to do, making a living and all that stuff, and also what the Tao of humanity. So
People are born the same way and they all die in the end. They are born the same way, yet they don't die the same way. Are they not all born the same way? Do they not all come barehanded, naked, and cry? People don't die the same way, do they? To die of sickness is to die. To fall from a plane is to die too. To be knocked dead by a car is to die. To die in a fight is to die too. To die in spreading doubt is and to save people and the world is to die too. Do they die the same way then? Is the value of dying the same then? Do you know how you would die in the future? Of the above mentioned, which way to die has the most value? You must know that to die of sickness or to die of falling from the plane or those other ways of dying are all unknowable. But as long as you are determined to die for Tao truth, that is something
calculable, right?
Predictable. How can it be counted as to die for Tao? You work for Tao with all your heart, with the money you earn from your labor and sweat. besides spending some for living expenses, you also spend some for numerous living beings. Meanwhile, your time is for
众生, right?
众生.
众生. Yeah, that's yeah,
众生
right. Right, 众
Your
生.
body is for
众生.
众生. Your,
众生
Your blood
and
sweat is for 众
Your
生.
blood and sweat is for 众生, and you exert all your strength in every aspect for the joy of 众生. By then, you belong
To
to
众
众
生
生.
and
You
you
belong
belong
to
to
heaven.
heaven. Okay, all right. Yeah, it is difficult to read. Okay, sometimes. Okay, so you talked about the fact that we all have to die sooner or later. The question is how we die. Okay, and the question of how we die really is very important because it depends upon what how your life can be meaningful. Okay, so he gives very examples, to die of a car, blah blah blah, etc. Okay, I just won't go into that. But the point is the fact that to die with value. That's the question. To die with value. Okay, so therefore, he talks about. There's a phrase that I memorized, or no, I remember when my grandmother was still alive. Okay, and the phrase that she wrote on the blackboard was what? Let's see. It's, gosh, how can I? Oh, okay, yeah. Let's see. 牺牲众生. I think can't remember that. But the point is the fact that if you can sacrifice yourself to be able to help 众生, or 众生 is basically just what sentient beings, humanity. Okay, but it's basically sentient beings. That you can sacrifice yourself to 众生, then your path to cultivation or path to Tao is assured, okay, or you will be successful, okay. So that's the phrase, okay. So therefore, the idea is the fact that if we can really sacrifice ourselves to help others, okay, it isn't just it isn't just like good or bad people, but just help others. Then the fact that you will be able to lay the foundation of your cultivation. Okay, so okay.
Who's next? Volunteer.
Okay.
Think carefully about this human world. Nothing really matters. All vexations, displeasures,
Irritations, right,
are seeked by
oneself.
Have them cleared up, removed, dissolved, and digested slowly, okay? People have sufferings and vexations. We all have worries and sadness which must be transformed and dissolved by ourselves. No one else can eat for you. Keep a pure heart. No matter how old you are, no matter what level you are, no matter what your job is, may you all keep a pure heart and act according to the roles you play.
Right.
Then treat people with a true and sincere heart. Don't mind how cunning and deceitful people are. That is their business. As long as your heart is all true, you can touch their hearts and transform them. Hopefully all you can give and do more for others.
Okay, all right. So, okay. Basically here it talks about the fact that a very important part is the fact that, when you do things with a sincere heart, okay, you do things regardless of whether that person is sincere or conniving or deceitful, right? Okay, so therefore, because the important thing is the fact that you yourself have to remain sincere, right? So therefore, it is important. It is not I guess you could say, the business, if you, I mean, your business, if you will, to try to what determine whether the person is what good or bad. Okay, so it's important things to be sincere. Okay, and if you can maintain the sincerity, then like you said, like the phrase said that what if the heart is sincere, all is true. Okay, well that's the paraphrase. The Chinese is different. Xing, right? Oh no, yeah. 心真一切真 Okay, so therefore, yeah, this is from the Buddha nature class. But anyway, so continue. Oh yes.
Does that apply to 渡人?
Yeah. Okay, because of the fact that when you do 渡人 or渡人 means to propagate the Tao, if you will. Okay, ferry the Tao. Okay, if you ferry the people. Okay, it is important the fact that you do maintain a sincere heart in the sense that what you're trying to do is just to try to transform somebody. Okay, and that transformation is the root of all this cultivation that you want to have, or you want the people to have. Okay, so therefore, if you are not sincere, let's assume that you are not sincere. Okay, then what would happen? You're being pretentious. Okay, if you're being pretentious and all that stuff, then you're really just sort of like just gosh. No, I'm having some trouble. Like explaining something. Something's wrong. Something's really wrong. No. Yes. What is it?
Say,
But actually, I think maybe what you're asking is, but we do say do好人. Okay, so we don't. It's not like we don't distinguish among those people that we're trying to ferry. We have to know if they're good, quote unquote good.
But like if they're good inside, but they can't help it to act bad.
actually,
That's schizophrenia.
actually, Xianfo did say we first do propagate down to the good people first. Then we try to help the
You expand. You
Yeah,
expand.
I mean,
You know.
the do, and you can kind of do two things. One aspect is receive the Tao. The other aspect is 传承人, okay, to kind of help transform them or whatever. So if they are, just for example, if they're in the wrong occupation, okay, not a good occupation, slaughterhouse, whatever, then you do say, well, you can't have them receive the Tao. They have to change their occupation first. Okay, so that's part of Dulan as well. Okay, doesn't mean Dulan doesn't mean they receive the Tao. Okay, so it means we have to help transfer and let them understand that this is something that they need to change. They should change. Okay, and that's the first step. And then once they change, then you can do the second step of Dulan, which is to have them receive
Can
the Tao.
you be reverse? Sorry.
What?
Can you give a reverse?
Reverse.
Oh,
Then slowly
right.
guide them, motivate.
No, the problem is,
change.
yeah.
There's always
You can,
You
but,
can.
but understand that you're going to spend a lot of effort trying to transform them, right? So, I mean, I think it depends. I mean, there's no, rigid rule. But in general, I think it's also, how can I say, your time, your resources, your abilities are also limited, right? We're not like a Buddha, which doesn't matter. But even Buddha, has, how can I say, I don't say limits. Well, they have limits, right? That if you don't have faith, if you don't have doubts, if you don't have, right? They can't help you or save you. Okay. So you have to use our wisdom. Yes, see, once again, we should not in the learning about the Tao and also in practicing the Tao, we should not just stick to one principle above all others. What does that mean? We say, okay, compassion. Right? We say, yeah, mercy. Yeah, I wanna save the whole world, regardless of what. If you're good, bad, indifferent, doesn't matter. You know, that's not wrong, but understand that you have limitations. Let me ask you, Buddha, did he save the whole world? Okay. If you understand that, then tell me, can you do what Buddha cannot do? Obviously not. Obviously not. Right? So therefore, you have to apply our wisdom, right? Apply notions of affinity, right? And then therefore, these what we call sub-principles or specific aspects, i.e., is this person good or bad? I mean, you know, that comes into play, right? That's the next level, right? Logic, right? Next level, right? Right? So if you are Hitler, so, hey, Hitler, I'm going to give you the 3 treasures. Is that good? Wow, fantastic. But after receiving the 3 treasures, he's still considering killing, slaughtering people. Now, you say, yeah, I'm going to try to transform you for the rest of my life. I don't know. Do you think that that's very effective? I don't know. What do you think? You tell me. You tell me. Use your wisdom. Come on. See, so we have to apply that, right? We have to harmonize. It's called harmony. Harmonize compassion with wisdom, with precepts. Precepts? Oh, you know what? I'm merciful. I'm compassionate. You can come in and even though you smoke, you drink, you curse, I don't know, whatever, you rob, steal, you still receive the 3 treasures. That's okay because compassion overrides everything. I don't think that works. I don't think that that's very good manner. Right. Buddha didn't do that. Buddha did not say, hey, you know what, you're slaughtered, you go, okay, come on, receive the Tao, doesn't matter. No, so we have to apply our wisdom, understand? Affinity, wisdom.
The affinity, as long as they cultivate 3 lifetimes, that's the prerequisite, you know, to
Okay, yeah, we gotta be careful with
obviously something else comes into play.
Yeah, we have to be careful with the notion of affinity. Affinity does not just mean that, oh, you have the opportunity or the chance or whatever to encounter a master to give you receive the Tao. That's part of the 3, right? The 3 requirements, conditions, right? That Buddha cannot save, right, or cannot help. That affinity is not just that. That's a very shallow affinity, okay? The actual affinity is more complete, which is, do you have the affinity to want to become Buddha's disciple? What does that mean? What does Buddha's disciple embody? What does that mean? You have to cultivate. You have to be willing to, what? Change your bad habits, bad temperaments, right? To become a good person, right? That's what affinity really means in its complete holistic definition. Not just, oh, you have the affinity to walk through the temple door, so therefore you have the affinity or you're qualified to receive the Tao. It does not automatically mean that. Yes, a lot of cases it could mean that, but it's not absolute. Make sense? Clear? A robber, a rapist, I don't know, whoever. A neo-Nazi could walk through the door, so does that mean that they have the affinity to receive the Tao? I'm not so sure. Yes?
I think to answer Sister Chan's question, I think it's like because for the things that we know about the person, that the certain wrong things the person has, we can say, oh, you need to change or to be in a way that they can be easily receive that. But for the things that we don't know, of course we would. To me, this is what I'm thinking. So to me, I would try to get the person to come for the blessing. But I mean, according to the karma law of the universe, of course, if there's something behind that would stop him or her receiving the Tao at that moment,
Yeah, we should not force it.
Right.
We should
Yeah,
not
we should not.
force it,
Yeah, we,
right?
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Each one of us has different karmas. Okay, and so therefore the situation that you can get into, okay, is really dependent upon really how much of your your understanding of what you want to cultivate. Okay, how well you want to cultivate. Okay, so it is true that it's possible that we have a certain karma that okay, we let's say just okay, for example, propagate the Tao to, let's say, prisoners. Okay, for example, okay, we just want to, and also another person will be, we have a karma to just propagate Tao to just very good people. Okay, it is not to say that okay, we just propagate the Tao to prisoners. Okay. And okay, these are people with defects and all that stuff and all the problems and all that stuff. But yet, we still should be sincere in terms of trying to transform the people. Okay. Now, in the, let's see, the Tao receiving ceremony, right? In the old days, okay, well, because what do we say when we, let's say, there's a phrase that uses okay. There's a phrase that we say that gosh, I'm really problem. Okay. When we say we chew Tao, all right, when we finish, okay, because and when we do the I think after the biao when we register from we register from we do all that stuff, okay, and then we say what basically it goes gosh, it's I can't.
After you burn
Wait,
it?
this is
No,
this is when the
no,
this is
Yingbao
after
Si, right?
Yeah.
Making the vows. Or no?
No, you made the vows. You made the vows. Okay. Gosh, I can't think of it. I really
这张表
really
文是
some
龙天
yeah.
表，
这张表文是龙天表，
表文升天，
天榜挂号，地府出命。对，从今以后，许你在三观的注册，脱离世间严经之掌管。求道以后要好好行功立德。Okay, yeah. Okay, that part, 行功立德, right? Before, or I don't know, several years before, that was changed. Okay. Do you remember what they say now instead? Or I mean, before?
Before it's always been 好好行功。
No.
From
Really?
the time I
Yeah.
memorized.
Well,
Maybe
no,
before my time.
No, you mean
It's
right
also-
during 18th Patriarch's time?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Well, no. It's just the fact that it goes what? You have to what?
Oh, do.
祝好人，
Right, do 好人。
做
That's true.
Right. And then
做好事。
yeah.
做好
Yeah,
事
so，好事。
No. 做好。
做好。
对 yeah.
That-
Basically,
that's
it just means the same thing. It basically just says, okay, you have to what? Do the people that is good. You have to 讲好话.
Say
Speak
good
good
words.
thing. Yeah. 以报答天人师德. Yeah. So therefore, that's instead right now it's got changed to what? 行功立德.
Huh, that's
以报答天人师德. Okay, because that phrase is different, but it's different.
所以不需要祝好人。
Well, okay. Now that basically that just says is this: the fact that in the past, okay, it is true that we have to, we say to do 原夫子. 原夫子 means that what the people that are what?
All of us.
Well, no. Because
I guess there are two definitions.
because there's two definitions. Yeah,
It means
because
it means sentient beings.
sentient beings, right? It is true, but also when we say 原夫子, it's really what people who.
Virtue.
It is, it is true. It is true. It is true. It is true. Virtuous, because in the past, okay, when we talk about to fairy people and all that stuff, we talk about the fact that we must have the affinity to meet someone, to then spark or to ignite the spark of Tao. Because this way, people will say, "Oh wow, it's really fantastic and all that stuff." Blah 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 blah. Okay, and then they are willing to receive the Tao. Okay, that's in the past. Okay, and then so therefore, it seems like it's sort of like devolve. We devolve. Okay, in the sense that the standards becomes more diluted. Okay, it becomes it's something like that because the fact that we say, okay, now it's just what to just ferry people and receive the Tao, blah blah blah.
Question. Now, if you bring someone that is not a good person, don't you also have to bear part of the karma of
Yeah.
all the things that
Right.
they do after they receive the Tao?
Yeah. Okay. It depends upon. Okay.
That's
Also
really-
it depends on also the past understanding and the present understanding. In the past understanding, the fact that when you do or when you ferry people and all that stuff, you do have what 引导师, right? Okay, the people who make
Introducer,
the introduce and
guarantor.
guarantors, right? Okay, introduce and guarantors. Okay, and we basically say, well, what is the meaning of introducer and guarantor?
They take a vow.
Well, it is just okay. It is okay. It's true. It's just a vow,
It's to
But
help
is-
the person receive that.
right?
Like,
And
safe.
And to vouch that this Tao is
right,
True.
and that's all the vows and all that stuff. Okay. But and there's more. There's more.
Guiding them.
Right. Okay. So therefore, in other words, you do have a responsibility to what
guide.
to guide these people.
But,
Okay.
but you cannot transform them immediately. So whatever bad things they still do.
Well, that's
you
true.
will
That's true.
be
That's true. That's true. That is true. That is true. Okay, but also, okay, hold on a second. Okay, and then in the present, what is meant by 引导师? In the present.
the same thing.
No. Well, no. Okay.
The introducer who has the affinity with the person,
Right.
and the guarantor guarantees the Tao is
Correct. Okay, but yet the I guess you could say the past and the present is really there is some difference. Okay, the past the fact that what is the purpose of really 引导师 is the fact that you need to what transform the people or guide the people. Okay, and it isn't just like you meet some people and strangers or whatever, and then you just you just receive the Tao, blah blah blah. Okay, because there's actually a responsibility aspect. Okay, and in the present, okay, it is true that it is less of a
No,
responsibility.
I mean,
Okay.
the responsibility is still there, it's just that, I don't know, it's not mentioned or it's not emphasized. I mean, it's still the same as before.
We take it lightly.
But right, exactly. That's the problem. Yeah. So therefore, in fact, that when we do ferry people to receive the Tao and all that stuff, okay, it isn't. It is more like it's less personal. It's less like having a friend for so long, blah 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 blah, and receive the Tao and all that stuff. It's more like it's not totally strangers, but the fact that you do have people who are just you receive the Tao and then sort of like saying that I don't want to say that, but the fact that you do say then go elsewhere, and then to propagate the Tao or vary the Tao. Okay, it is in a way less of an accountability. Okay,
I guess it depends on what is our standing of it.
that's true. Yeah, because it depends on when if you have good friends and all that stuff, and you just vary the Tao. I mean, do the people, okay, and then also the fact that you just meet strangers and do the same thing.
So on that note, when we propagate Tao, we have to be very cautious who we bring them in. My mom said that too to me.
Yeah,
Not
it's true.
just bring anybody.
Correct.
You gotta know the ancestor,
Well,
the family. I say,
Well,
when I know a
yeah, that's
person, I gotta go back
that's very
and
thorough.
ask them what your grandmother do, your grandfather,
Yeah.
you know, what occupation you have, you know.
there's a limit.
Yeah, well, that is that is really,
Go
that's,
back far.
yeah, that's mostly like the old style, basically, you know, when we, yeah, when we talk
Yes, you
about,
have to know that person.
Right,
you know?
right,
It's
yeah.
not like you just bring a stranger.
Right, right, that's true,
Obviously, you
yeah.
bring a stranger, you don't
Right,
have affinity,
right,
you don't
right,
really
right.
a friend or.
yeah, but even
Well,
if you have the
know
affinity,
the
even
person
if you do
somewhat.
have the affinity,
Somewhat.
right?
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that you do
Think about
fully
that.
vetting,
Should
you know, like you.
ask all these questions,
You know,
what
it's
your
hard. It's hard.
grandmother
You vet the person.
Okay.
I mean, maybe you can.
All right,
say
okay, let's
does.
yeah, that's good,
Then the
yeah,
person will say, okay, draw the line,
Right.
you know.
yeah. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay, so the bottom line is the fact that, yeah, it is true that in order for one to receive the Tao, okay, it is important that you be sincere, okay, to receive the Tao. Okay, now, whether it is true whether you can change, totally transform, okay, that's another story. Okay, that's another story. But the point is the fact that, yeah, you are willing to sincerely receive the Tao so that, what?
Yeah, that's only one half. The second half is also willing to
Cultivate, yeah,
cultivate,
that is
to
true.
to learn and to transform our bad habits. and
Right.
temperaments.
Yeah.
It's not just, oh, I receive it and see ya,
Right, that's true. That's true. Okay, so yeah, so the first step actually is the sincerity. Okay,
Most 3/4 the people we, bring into research down, they come the first time, maybe
And then, yeah,
for
then
the-
that's
the-
it.
the,
Dharma
today's
class.
Dharma
Right,
classes,
and that's
then
it.
they disappear.
Right.
And then you keep in touch, you know, calling
Because they don't
them and
understand
giving
what-
them.
Right.
But as far as my mom told me, you don't push too much. You try not to put pressure because they will sort of, you know, what do you call it? You know, not to say scared. They don't see you. The sight of you, they're gonna run away. You know, so you know, it's really hard to sort of have a support system to motivate and guide them. You already do your part because you have affinity with them. You bring them down. That's the first part you have to do.
No, that's why when we're
And then
doing,
the second part is guiding them.
yeah, well, but I think that should be brought up front before they receive the Tao. Whenever we introduce people, especially the introducer, unfortunately, a lot of our introducers don't understand. The introducer's responsibility, obligation, is to not just say, oh, you know, you should come and receive the blessing and everything's hunky-dory. But you should stress that you should come and receive the Tao, and that you have to learn, study, and practice it. Okay, so if they get turned off by that second half, then let it go. Don't say, oh, it's okay, you should still come. No. Then that's what we see now. That's the current situation. Because we just look at the first half. We kind of like either didn't say the second half or forget about it. See, that's why. Understand? So you say compassion, but you know, once again, you know, you have to harmonize, right? You know, you have to, because even if you receive the Tao, okay, we should understand it. If you don't practice, if you don't, you know, let's say, you know, do virtuous merit, what it means is, yes, you have the three treasures. That means, and if you don't practice, you don't do anything, right? You still continue doing whatever, okay? It just means that in your next life, you'll reincarnate. That's all it means. That's all it means.
Well-
but then after that, you're gonna come back down again.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, you will
Guaranteed.
reincarnate
Because
for
you
a
have
certain time.
No merit, no virtue. You still have a lot of problems or whatever, right? Right?
Unfortunately, cultivation takes steps.
Yeah, it's a lifetime process. Yeah, it's not a 1 day affair, 1 week affair, 1 year affair. No. It's a lifetime. It's a
You be
lifetime.
up there cultivating.
No.
Maybe it takes a lot
It's
of
very
time.
difficult.
No.
It's very
I know it's
difficult.
difficult.
It's very difficult. No. Because if you still have a lot of
imperfect.
Yeah. I mean, especially serious. I'm talking about serious stuff. Okay, serious stuff. You still have to come back down, no matter what.
Yeah, because when the teacher or when the holy teacher tells about us not reincarnating, okay, he basically says that what it's 18年
Yeah, 10,800
One
years.
by-
That's the maximum.
Yeah.
If you don't cultivate.
Right. So therefore, if you just live a life, you know, like okay, you just receive the Tao,
Same as
and then you
before.
just same as before and all that stuff, you still have to maintain the karmas that you have previously.
Still
Okay.
gonna happen.
And so therefore, and you're still committing new ones, you know, maybe new ones. Okay. And so therefore, all that indicates all that shows the fact that yeah, you do have the case where when you go to heaven, whatever, you do have like they say something like what they have classes. Remember the Jian?
Yeah.
The Jian, right?
Yeah.
They have classes.
They have,
They,
yeah.
they have so many classes. They have to what attend so many classes, blah 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 blah, etc. Okay, and that is to try to what refine your personality or whatever. Okay, and then but the problem is the fact that you have no way to accumulate merit. Okay, and so therefore, you still what? Come down. Okay.
No, because bad temperament, this is very important. Bad temperament, and you can say, you know,
Bad habit.
bad habits can only be changed in
Right.
the
This
physical
world.
realm,
Right.
not in the spiritual realm.
Right.
Okay, make that very clear.
Right.
Okay, make that very clear. Okay, so therefore, you still have to come down. Make sense?
Right.
To rid it, to get rid of it. That's called ho ho, right?
Right.
Ho ho. Right? Anybody know what ho ho?
Right. Woho means basically to
The transformation of our temperament.
No,
or,
no,
you know,
no.
The process. It's not in heaven. Because then what? Then
Gosh,
think
I
about it. Then everybody just go up there and,
I'm thinking-
and cultivate.
I'm
Don't
saying
need to
wrong.
come down. Doesn't make sense.
yeah. Okay.
So we have a very good discussion.
Yeah. Right. So okay.
So before we
we-
finish,
right.
so why not take all this information and set like a standard to say, well, when you have a person, let them come in and attend maybe 3 or 4 classes, and then afterwards, then we could let them receive that.
Well, yeah. That would be a good idea.
Some,
That would be a good.
There are some people who
Yeah.
said that that's not compassion. That's not mercy.
Yeah. I mean,
That's why.
yeah. Honestly, yeah. It's really it's a very what you call it. You could say that it's a very gray area. Okay. But yeah, at the same time, really is the fact that I guess you could say from the past and the present, it is very two different things. Okay. Because I guess in the past you do have very conservative views and all that stuff. Okay, and then in the present you have more diverse views. Okay, and diverse views, and therefore it's kind of hard to balance. Okay, those two. Okay, so anyway, I'm sorry that I.
Continue next time. Continue.
Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. It's a very interesting topic. Okay.
Well-
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like to say that to thank the grace of heaven that I have this privilege to present this class, and if I've said anything wrong, that I hope that I can be corrected. Thank you very much.